What's up, guys? Just got done sparring this bitch named Tom. Tom, you gonna say what's up? Yeah, didn't think so. Well, today I'm making this video over why you should leave your hometown, why I did, and how it changed pretty much everything in my life for the better. So let me go ahead and go up these spiral stairs and we'll go ahead and dive straight into the video. Let's go. So guys, the main reason I left the hometown was mainly for freedom, to be able to go where I want, when I want, with who I want, and do the things I actually want to do. Because going to university, which was my original path from 18 onwards, that was my original path, to go to college, go get a business degree, and hope everything works out. And of course, that did not turn out very good. I just partied, drank, destroyed myself, and basically ended up in the deepest rut I've ever been in my life. Surrounded myself with a lot of degenerate people. Became pretty much the worst version of myself. Would do anything to get drunk, to get that next dopamine hit, and to do anything to gain that pleasure and to satisfy my urges. I just went out pretty much every night, smoked every day, at least 2 joints a day. And I mean, the people I was surrounded by, they weren't really helping much. They were doing the exact same thing. And worst of all is it was like a Christian college. So, I mean, as you guys can probably guess, it was super strict. Like, we had to be in our rooms before 12 a.m. And not only that, but we could not have girls over. Like, no matter like what time of day it was, if we did have girls over, we had to have like the manager, the dorm manager, come with us and watch us and babysit us, even though we're like 20 plus years old. So, I mean, that was absolutely crazy to me. And yeah, other than that, I mean, I just couldn't do what I wanted to do. I was going into debt, not being able to have the freedom that I have now, and just living a life that I didn't really want to live. It was a very sad, dark time of my life, and I'm sure a lot of you are kind of going through that right now, where you might be forced, or not forced, but you might be getting into something you don't really want to get into just because it seems like that's where the flow of life is taking you, and you don't really have any chance to get out of it. So that's why I'm making this video for you guys today, to give you guys a glimpse of like what it's actually like outside of your hometown, your place that you're born, the place you've grown up in. There's places outside of that you can go. There's magical adventures you can go on anywhere in the world. I would just recommend to get out there, travel, especially if you're like in your 20s right now. That's the perfect time to go out there and fail as many times as you can. Because right now, if you're in your 20s and you're stuck in university for 4 years, even 8 years, like some people, then you're not going to be able to get into the real world until you're like 24 or 20 years old. And then people, not to sound arrogant, but people like me and all my friends out here who are still like 20, 21, up until like 26, they're going to be light years ahead of you, because things just aren't the same anymore, like as it was for our parents, where the college was like the path to go down that was safe, it was secure, and you were able to pretty much guarantee land a job. That's not the case anymore. In these days, in this day and age, you're going to college, amounting a lot of debt, learning from a fake guru, and you're not even guaranteed a job. So if you would ask me if college were a scam, I would say absolutely. Because you're not guaranteed a job, you're going into debt, you're not even learning from someone who's done what they're teaching you, and that's just an equation for failure. So luckily for me, I had this exponential shroom trip in college. I looked at myself in the mirror and thought, okay, well, this isn't the life I want. I want to change my path and go down a path that maybe no one else in my friend group or family has ever gone down before. I want to go out there in the world and see what it's actually like, and that's exactly what I did. First, I dropped out, of course. New college wasn't the way I wanted to go. That wasn't the path for me. I knew that I had to end that as soon as possible. So half a semester later, I dropped out and started working 2 9-to-5s. And these 2 9-to-5s, they were just your average jobs, racetrack, Red Lobster, making at most $300 a day, working from like dawn to dusk, like 4 a.m., waking up, taking a shower, smoking weed sometimes, going to racetrack, working until 1 p.m., going to the gym for like an hour, maybe 2 hours, then going to Red Lobster, which is like this restaurant. If you guys don't know, it's like a seafood restaurant. And was a server there from 4 p.m. until 10 p.m. at night. And then I would just go to sleep and repeat the whole process again. So, I mean, as you guys can probably tell, that was not a very fun life as well compared to university. And I wasn't able to party, drink, do all that stuff. And I was living with my parents, so I still couldn't have any girls over. I still couldn't be that full man or that full adult that I already was. I was already like 18, 19 years old at the time. And I still wasn't able to have the adult features that you should have unlocked when you're at this age. So one night I was looking on YouTube alone in my room at night, saw these people living it up in Koh Samui, Thailand. And they were people my age. I was like, oh my gosh, like what do they do? Like what do they do for a living? How are they making money? Like how did they actually get there? And obviously they left their hometown. And that's when I decided for myself, okay, well I need to figure out exactly what they're doing to sustain the lifestyle that they're living on this YouTube video. So that way I can learn what they're doing, figure out how to do it myself, and get out of my hometown so that way I could live that same life for myself, because it looked amazing. The beaches, the bikes, the fights, all that stuff combined, it seemed like everything I've ever wanted. And no one else in my hometown was doing just that. First off, because I was in Georgia, it gets very cold sometimes. Second, all my friends back then, they would either party, drink, screw around with girls, smoke weed, play video games. No one was ever really doing anything exciting. And I just felt something deep down inside tell me like, there's something more out there for you. Like I just need to go out there, grasp it for myself, and see if it's actually out there. And thus, pretty much still work these 2 9-to-5s. Actually did this contracting gig for a little bit for like leaf gutters, all this stuff. But yeah, I got into even more debt. This is one of the dumbest mistakes you guys should never do. Never get a personal loan to buy a truck to start a business. That's exactly what I did with my friend. He already had a truck, but I got a $7,000 loan, bought a truck, straight cash, like from the loan, and started this gutter company thing with my friend that ultimately ended up complete shit, failed, and I crashed my truck, totaled it. Like it was absolutely nothing. The front thing was all fell off, the tires were fucked up, and I sold it for like $2,000, bought a one-way flight to Bangkok, Thailand, so I could go to Koh Samui, but apparently later on in the story I'll kind of give you guys like the insights on like where everyone was at when I actually came out here. But yeah, crashed a truck, had $2,000, bought a one-way ticket, paid off a little bit of the debt, and then came out here to Bangkok, Thailand with $1,500 to my name. Now you might be asking like, Ryan, you just paid off the debt, you had $0 to your name, how'd you get the $1,500? Well, interesting story. So I was at the gym with my friend, and we met this guy. He had like face tattoos. He was like super skinny. He looked like a GTA character, to be honest. We were at the gym. We were looking in the parking lot. There's a super nice car. And we were like, bro, who owns this car? And apparently it was this guy with the face tattoos. He looked like the GTA character guy. So we went in the gym, went up to him, and apparently he's this ex-drug dealer guy, right? Fast forward, we connected, had coffees, built up a really good relationship with him. And I told him about my goal and the ticket I booked to Bangkok, Thailand. And he was like, Ryan, I mean, you have $0 right now. Like, do you need any money? I was like, yeah, I kind of need $1,500 just to like initiate my plan to make money online with remote sales. So he slid me a quick $1,500 through Apple Pay. Then I was on my way to Bangkok, Thailand. And that's when reality expanded. I don't want to go too deep into the story, guys, because we only have like a few minutes left. But pretty much, I've been to Dubai, Malaysia, Koh Samui, Pattaya, the Philippines, Bali. I've been all over. And let me just tell you guys this. If you're ever thinking about leaving your hometown, going out there in the world to see what it's actually like, trust me when I say this, it's absolutely worth it. Even if you fail, which I think is the best thing you can do once you leave your hometown, because you get to see who you can actually become. Because I got to see who I actually was when the bank account was zero, when my back was against the wall, who I actually became to get me out of it. And that's very exciting, especially if you've never had that feeling of like, no one's coming to save me. I have to get myself out of this. I have to start making money somehow, some way. And luckily for me, I chose the perfect vehicle to start making money, and that was remote sales. Got my first offer as a setter after a few days of fasting, and scaled up to the moon since then. So, I mean, obviously I would have never gotten to where I am today if I had just stayed home, comfortable in my bed, all the bills paid for by my parents. Thank you, parents, if you guys are watching this. But I mean, you're never going to be able to attain the life that you want if you're always comfortable where you're at. And that's the whole thing about sales. That's actually what I do. I do remote sales. And the number one fear people have, human beings have, it's not death, it's change. And the reason that's the case is because most people, they get so comfortable and so complacent living that mediocre life because guess what? They have a roof over their head, they're fed, and they have entertainment coming in from all different sources. The fake dopamine, I like to call it, where you're just watching TV, watching movies, distracted by sports, movies, video games, weed, alcohol. All this stuff is just there to distract you from the fact that your life sucks. It's not where you want it to be. if you were where you wanted to be. You wouldn't need sports. You wouldn't need alcohol, drugs, movies, video games. You wouldn't need all of these things because your life is a video game in itself. And that's exactly what my life is right now. And that's why I'm making this video for you guys today. So that way you guys can maybe see a glimpse of what life is actually like once you actually leave your hometown. And if you guys want, I have a bunch of vlogs. I have a lot of sauce on remote sales as well. So if you guys do want to get started with remote sales, I have tons of value on remote sales on my channel. Just go ahead and dive in, learn a little bit about it, dabble in it, put your feet in the water before you jump all the way in, and then book your one-way flight either to Bangkok, Dubai, Miami, Bali, just go somewhere, go out there, put your feet in the water before you jump all the way in. You don't have to book a one-way flight with $1,500 like I did. You can be a lot more safe. You can book a 2-week holiday just to go out there, feel out the world, see what's actually out there. And trust me, guys, you guys will fall in love right when you put your feet in the soil of a foreign land. And the goal of leaving your hometown is to leave a pawn and come back a king. I had no option of going home until I decided for myself, okay, I'm confident, I can make money anytime, anywhere, any place. And that's exactly what I did. I actually came back from America, I think a month ago now, because I went back to America because I was so confident. I was already on a very good offer. I was making at least $10,000 to $15,000 a month, and I knew, okay, well, I'm maintaining this consistent income. Now I'm very confident that if I go home, I'm not going to get comfortable and complacent because my life out here is so amazing. And that's exactly what happened. I actually went home for like only a week. I feel kind of bad. I should have stayed a little bit longer, but I really did miss my life out here. The heat, like the weather, my girlfriend, the food, the convenience, all of that is out here. And all of that is here to help you get you quicker to where you actually want to be. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video today. It's been a pleasure. I'm going to go beat up, I forgot what his name is. But yeah, love you guys. See you guys tomorrow.